Yeah.
I mean, it's actually gave us everything we need. We got a weight room over there. It was a good day today.
A nice weight room?
Yeah, and so like you're always taking days like today, and how do you make it work? We've taken the last 3 games. We've played against some hot teams, and we have been without some players, but that doesn't remedy the fact, it doesn't justify the fact that we need to reclaim our defensive mindset, and just simply guarding your own man as a starting point. And, we've gotten jumped by Dallas and jumped by Miami, 2, I think, of the hottest teams in the NBA. And then you played the team with the second best record in the NBA in the Spurs. And we just want to, reclaim that identity as the All-Star break comes up and is right upon us.
This time of year for everyone, just for some of the things that you try to do to help the team through this, as you said, the break.
I think the best thing I can do to help them is to share my experience. For 16 years I've seen this. And I've seen it dramatically over the past few seasons because we've had such an abundance of rookies. And to let them know it's natural, it's normal, we've seen it a lot. It's not out of the norm, but how do you arrest it? How do you get through it? Some of it's physical, some of it's mental. And I know that leading into the All-Star break, there is a tendency across the league, you can let down and you can't. Like the good players, the good teams learn how to navigate this milestone in NBA calendars. It really is a part of the NBA rhythm, All-Star break. And, we'll have a whole new conversation after All-Star break. Coming out of the break is a whole new set of circumstances. But the thing that's right on our doorstep is a lot of rookies dealing with that inevitable wall, that rookie wall that happens historically now.
Brett, how did Robert and Ja look today at practice?
I thought they looked good. I think everybody looked good. Their heads were good. Their spirit was good. We want to end this road trip with a win. We have 6 games remaining when we get back prior to the All-Star break. 4 out of those 6 are on the road. It's trying to navigate like the reality of what's coming up and how do we end this road trip, and then maybe in the not too distant future you're going to be able to welcome Joel back into this.
Okay. Maybe Wednesday.
I'm not sure. Really, I'm not nothing to hide. We're really not sure. But I do know the other things. I'm sure on the other stuff we just said.
Okay, but is the Joel thing, is it more like, last year, the last 2 years, you guys were extremely, extremely, extremely cautious? Is it more on that side than something bothering them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And, when we all hear me and others talk about that extreme caution, it shouldn't surprise anybody. In fact, I think people should get upset if they heard anything else but that, given where we're at right now. And so we take it to the extreme on managing Joel Embiid's health. And this is a reflection of that.
You guys are right around 50 games. As far as the 10-game punch go, what did you see from the last one? Is there anything that you guys have set yet for the next 10?
Always, so we just completed our 50th game. And, we just addressed the team and went through, internal team goals, offense, defense, and special teams, what our goals were. We ended 4-6. For the most part, we improved in some areas. It's a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth because of the last 3 games. When you really sort of judge the last 3 games, it influences your mind, it influences your mood. And so we're a little bit grumpy right now. We want more. And whether Joel is here or not, or whether Robert's here or not, we want to end this trip on a win. and I think that we got a new set of 10 coming up, 6 of which will be previous to the break, and the other 4 will come in, when we get back. But we have a new set of challenges ahead of us that we've laid out to the team.
You said is Robert here or not? Is he? What's his status for tomorrow? Probable, questionable?
I'd say right now it's whatever is slightly better than probable.
Okay.
Because he was good today, and we feel comfortable that unless something happens overnight, that there's a really good chance that he'll be with us tomorrow.
And what about the same with Jai? Great.
Jaleel was great today.
Okay.
He was great today, and to the same point, we talk about Joel Embiid. It's the same set of rules with Jaleel. And so he's good to go. He'll be fine tomorrow, and off we go.
How does a man from South Portland spend Super Bowl Sunday involved in the New England Patriots?
Just very sort of locked in. It's such a wonderful part of the United States' calendar. For 17 years, you would have watched the what they call the AFL. It's an indigenous. It's an unbelievable sport, sort of a hybrid of soccer and football. And you overseas, you just watch that. The whole country just stops. And it's kind of similar here. It's such a big part of the American sporting calendar. And so somebody from New England, watching this particular event, today we're going to enjoy it with the team. We have a room. We'll all go down to have a meal and watch it together and have fun doing that. I personally, have always been sort of blown away at the mystique of the Patriots. They just seem a little bit like the Spurs to not go away. Annually, they're amongst, the discussion of the sporting elite. And there's lessons to be learned from all that.
Did you have a chance to talk with Bob Kraft at all? He was in town a few weeks ago.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I only noticed, I think, in the second half that he was along courtside. But, yeah, I think as you get older, you just appreciate anything successful that's also has a longevity to it. The longevity of annually being amongst the best in whatever field you're in deserves study. It deserves really research. It's just so competitive, our lives nowadays in most industries, and for somebody to just keep knocking at the door of annual success like the Patriots have, you got to give them credit.
Yesterday you talked a little bit about possibly going small ball. After taking a day to think about that, is that what you want to do?
It isn't. Small ball means you're losing.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Small ball means you're losing.
Yeah.
And you got to find ways as the game is leaving you to make adjustments. You just can't just sit and take it.
Yeah.
And so, my version of small ball, which is Dario and Irsan, it means you better do something to try to fix the game, or probably the game's not going to change. If you get that gut feel, like tonight's just not the night, to persevere with it. I think it's an outlier. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does present itself, I think you do it.
Yeah, you go with the normal line.
Yeah. You want to stay big.
You want to stay big, but you also want to challenge them, like to the point, you don't want to lose. You don't want them to lose confidence. Talking about the bigs, and also you want to challenge them. Like, look,
that's
get
right.
your butt in there and do
That's
what you
right.
do.
Last night, I think, because it's been so unusual with our bigs, with Nerlens has had the flu.
Mm-hmm.
You only learn he's going to play. At the last minute, Jaleel, didn't play. And so then you got Rashawn, and it's not like you're going at it with 4 healthy bigs. I think rarely would you go small if you had 4 healthy bigs. Last night was such an outlier, and we got jumped from the start, and that really was the game, at the start of the game, that we wanted to try to get back in it with the 2 Euros.
And this is something new that they probably haven't experienced. Like, after the game, and Whiteside was talking. He was talking about, basically you could tell that he had this marked on his calendar. Like he didn't care who was out there. they were marked men because he was motivated. And that's something I guess they got to get used to. When you start to experience some success, teams are going to want to come after you.
I agree. I mean, it's an inverted compliment. I feel that despite our record over the years, most of the players, and I hope most of the coaching staffs feel like, we're going to play hard. We're going to come in and with what we got, we're going to play hard. Represent the city, represent the program. And, I don't feel that you're going to come in and just catch people off guard. I feel like, or I hope the coaching staff's got a report before they go out and play us, that they better, get their head on, because I do feel like, we're going to play hard. Mm-hmm. And you start taking that mentality, then start adding in some, talented players and improving players, and it's a good collision. That needs to be the foundation. I watched them a lot. A few times I went to Foxborough because it's still, quite a ways out of Boston, and the wrong way, from Maine. Yeah. So, I mean, it's people. You could go, like the Red Sox, the Patriots, and the Celtics in New England. My grandfather sat in front of a TV with a fireplace, his whole, started, watching Yastrzemski, and then boom, here comes the fall, and then it's the Patriots with Jim Plunkett, and then here comes Havlicek and the Celtics. It's just an annual sporting environment that has captured New England. You go to Vermont, same. You go to New Hampshire, same. You go to Rhode Island, same. Obviously Massachusetts, but that New England area, yeah. Got their hat, got their shirts. That's the way it works.